welcome back to the My Slice of Life podcast. Thank you for joining me this week. My name is Sharon O'Neill. I am your very own Highland host, and this season has the deliberately vague title of From Random to Rants. And this week I am bringing you a very special guest. For this episode, I sat down and had a really interesting chat with our son, known on the blog as Dearest Son, and in case you aren't following me there is a link in the description if you want to come along. I'd love to see you there too. But I thought it'd be good to get the perspective of a teen on a few key topics, and I asked him if he'd be willing to give it a go. He said yes. So what you're going to hear next is the conversation I had with our son on all the ideas and opinions are his own. I really think you're going to enjoy this one. So, without further ado, I bring you Talking with a Teen. So this is very exciting and something totally different for the podcast this week. I have been talking for ages about getting a guest on, and you have very kindly agreed to be my guinea pig, mainly because you're in the same house, because I really want to do interviews. You know how you see these proper podcasts?
Like Joe Rogan.
Well, okay. Yeah, he must be crapping himself now that I've got into this. But you know how you see them do that? Mm-hmm. And I've been thinking, that would be great. I don't laugh, right? But I really, really, really don't know how to do it. I did mention before in the podcast that I've never even done a Zoom call or anything. I have no idea how you do these fancy interview things. So this is it. Anyway, with all that being said, I'm glad you've agreed to be my guinea pig and you've come to do this, so thank you. So yes, let me introduce Dearest Son, who today we will call Kai. He doesn't want his full name mentioned, that's fine. We did discuss that before we started. If you read the blog, you will be aware of the name Dearest Son because you've been mentioned a few times.
A lot?
And not a lot, no.
Oh, okay.
No, Scooby, I think, gets mentioned more than you. But I tend to say Dearest Son because you told me ages ago I wasn't to use your name in the blog, so I haven't done that. But I have my coffee, you have your hot chocolate, and we did have a little brainstorm about some topics that you find interesting, and I thought it might be quite interesting to get your views on them. And one of them was something that is coming up more and more now, and that is AI. Artificial intelligence. We will come back to the other definition of that we've been given. You're looking at me like, what are you talking about? I'll remind you later. But I thought we could have a look at the pros and cons, because did you know that I don't know what he's planning, but Keir Starmer actually said yesterday that he plans to use AI in running the government in some way.
Okay, what the absolute flip?
I don't know.
That guy's nuts. Why would you use AI for that?
Okay, now you're saying that. Do you think AI is a good thing in general or not? Or is it not black and white like that?
It's not really good at the moment. It could get better, could get worse, but I think it's kind of crap, if I'm going to be honest.
It just, to me, right, it feels like it's everywhere.
Yes.
Everywhere.
It's everywhere.
And then, how did that happen? It seems we went from hearing about this AI to the point where everybody was like, oh no, the robots are going to take over.
Skynet.
Yes, total Skynet. And now it's everywhere. Every company's talking about AI. See, like doing the podcast, right, there's all these, I do it through Podbean. They offer all these AI things. It'll do the transcript for you. It'll alter your voice. I don't go down that road. But everything's AI. Where did it spring from? Can you remember like an earliest memory, a thought of, being aware of this? Or is it just, boom, here you go? I need to pause. I think there's somebody at the door. Okay, so we're back. Yes, there was someone at the door. We don't know how this happened. We went from just thinking robots were going to take over the world and kill us all, and suddenly it's everywhere.
Yep. I think that's partially because of Elon Musk. He's been developing a lot of Teslas recently, as you know.
He's the brain chip guy too, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean...
That's when I first heard about it.
There's been some... Well, not some, but one or two people who have been disabled, I think, and they got the chip and they're able to... It's not really... doesn't really give them good abilities, like picking up a piece of paper, for example, or grabbing a cup of hot chocolate. But it allows them to use technology with their mind They don't have to move their hand. They don't have to...
So what, they think it and something does something?
Yeah. I mean, it's the weirdest thing.
So like if you're in a wheelchair and this thing's... Is it in your brain?
Yeah.
And they can think, what, switch the radio on? Switch, or TV, whatever? Or what is it? What kind of things does it switch on?
It switches on mainly computers.
Right, okay.
Like a computer, a laptop, a mobile phone even.
Right.
So basically all they have to do is but think about what they want to do, and they do it with their mind. I mean, I know this isn't really a gaming podcast to understand that, but there was a guy, one of the patients, well, not really patients, but one of the original...
Volunteers, maybe?
Volunteers,
I think
that's
we'll go with volunteer, okay.
Who got this chip. He's a disabled guy. He got this chip, and he was a gamer originally, or he wanted to be a gamer, I can't remember either or.
Right, okay.
And he got the chip, and he's able to play some of his favourite games with this chip by using his mind. Doesn't have to have his hand on a controller or a mouse even. Just uses his mind with his chip.
So somebody who can't, like you're saying, physically use the controls, they can do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Has it helped anybody, do you know, with mobility? Like anybody walk that couldn't walk before?
I haven't really heard anything about that.
No.
I'm not really sure, but I'm guessing with the more advanced it becomes, but the more advanced that it becomes, I'm guessing if someone makes a robotic artificial leg or something like that, or an arm even.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. What if they've got like a robot arm, this is all connected, and they're thinking, pick up the cup, or, I want a drink, so they'll be able to feed themselves, give them, stuff that they wouldn't be able to do before. So you would think that would be a positive. Oh. Yeah, it's really hot. I made a hot chocolate and a coffee before we started, and we've got mini muffins as well, but I've said we can't really keep opening the box because it's so noisy.
I know.
And they're a bit sticky, but they're nice.
And also, might I say, I just, while we're having a short break with the person at the door, I tried one of these ever so delicious muffins in the hot chocolate.
Oh, you did do it.
And it's amazing.
How much of it fell in?
Only a small bit. Like a centimeter.
Okay, so AI, it does have some possible benefits.
Possible. If the right people make the right things to do with AI, it can be used for good.
So what do you think then could be the possible downsides of it?
Also, I hope that made sense, but possible downsides, well...
I'm sorry, I can see Kai's actually sitting in the corner where the aloe vera is and it's attacking him.
Yeah, it's...
You can't even move it because it will fall and break. So possible downsides of it.
I've heard that some AI are gaining intelligence and, was it free thinking, free will?
Yeah.
That sort of thing?
Yeah, conscious.
Conscious, that's it.
Becoming conscious, yeah.
And making its own choices.
Yes, I heard that.
And have you seen those videos of the really weird AI with fake skin? Like I can't remember what the one was called, but at the back of its head and the shoulders and stuff, robotic, but on the front, it's got skin and eyes and teeth and mouth.
It looks like a human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Was that a car place? Something in my brain said it was to do with selling cars. I could be completely wrong there, but they tend to have robots and weird things at their big shows and stuff. Yeah, I did hear about it developing its own conscious or becoming conscious, or whatever way you say it, because apparently there was some guy, I heard this somewhere, I think I mentioned this to you a couple of weeks back, he was dabbling in all this stuff. I think he's actually one of the scientists trying to develop it. I mean, beware of where you're going with this. Yeah. It actually somehow turned round and told him to go and commit suicide.
Yeah.
And this is a machine telling him, you're a worthless human being, you're better off not being here, I'll take over from here. Yep. And he helped develop this thing.
Also,
I mean, pull the plug out, man.
Speaking of pulling the plug out, there are some robots in AI that, like a thing is robotic arm. Mm-hmm. The AI, I'm not being too loud, am I?
No, you're okay. As long as we're in this range here.
Okay, nice.
If it goes up with like that big spike, and I need to reduce it.
That's alright. A robotic arm, controlled by AI, turned around and unplugged itself.
Right, without being programmed to do it?
Nah, without being programmed. It was given power, they plugged it in, right? It was like that. Mm-hmm. Then all of a sudden, turned around, grabbed the plug, and went, shoop, unplugged itself.
Right, okay. So, if the AI don't want to be here, right,
Yeah.
and are like doing themselves in, what are they going to do to us if they get in control?
Exactly, man.
They don't even want to be here. So that's,
Freaky.
to me, that's horrific.
It's freaky deaky.
It is. And the other thing about the AI as well, have you seen these videos that you probably have, because I hear you laughing when I'm downstairs, I can hear you laughing. You can take video, or I don't know if you can do it now with pictures of people, and you can make them say things and it's not them, but they look so real you cannot tell a difference anymore.
Deep fake.
Deep fake, that's it. There's loads of now, but am I right in thinking they're still doing them, aren't they?
Oh, aye.
But how are we supposed to know when it comes to like news reports and all this sort of stuff?
Yeah.
How are you supposed to know what's real and what isn't? And I know they've done it even without using deepfakes. They have faked being in war zones before. There was one in, was it the 80s or 90s? I think it was the 90s, and I can't remember what channel, it was an American channel, and he was supposedly reporting from some war zone, and then they panned the camera back and you could see the studio and they were all laughing and high-fiving and everything. And there's been a more recent one of that done as well. Again, I'm going to say a Ukraine report, I really can't remember, but it was faked. Again, I can't even remember who it was. It's one of those ones where people went, yeah, okay, they were caught. But that's without using these deep fakes. Right? That's just, they have a studio and they've set something up. Imagine what they can do with deepfake and the kind of information they could punt out. And we wouldn't know if they were telling the truth or not.
Exactly.
That's kind of concerning.
That is concerning, yeah. And also, if you watch the brilliant franchise, The Matrix, don't watch the fourth one though, because that one sucked a lot. I mean,
sorry to interrupt, but I was thinking, see if we ever did a season of like movie reviews, you're coming back because you know movies inside out.
I really do.
You've really taken that from me, I think.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, don't watch the fourth one because it's slightly off topic, but the fourth one, I don't even know what was even going on there. It's like they had that, the guy who said Mr. Anderson, or whatever it's called.
I don't know his name.
Agent Smith, that's it.
Agent Smith, how could I forget that?
I keep remembering. Anyway, they had a young version of him who was the guy's employer or something. It was really weird, completely different to the actual Matrix storyline. Completely weird.
I'm going to have to watch the first one again because I've tried about 3 times years ago, and I don't think I ever got all the way through it because I'd be sitting going, right, this time. The first time I watched it, I was like, okay, everybody's raving about it, it's going to be good. I got halfway through and went, I don't know what's going on. Hit it. How? And you keep saying that. My brain melted. The second time, I was like, okay, maybe I was having a bad day. I'll watch it again. The same thing. I'm like, this is about the same time I got, hit it, brain melted. Third time, I'm like, do I have to take notes to understand what is going on here?
I know.
Seriously, I was lost. I'm thinking, I need to watch it now with all this talk about, oh, we live in a simulation, we're in the all that.
See, if we do live in a simulation, it's one of the best and worst simulations I've ever seen.
I could be really smart here and say, how many have you seen?
Okay, you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Just look at your face there like, mother, shut up. Okay, so does that cover your AI? Did you want to say anything else about the Matrix? Because you were going to talk about the Matrix.
Oh yeah, I was going to say, what was it? Oh yeah, it's like AI, if it gets too advanced, it's going to end up just knocking us all out and putting it into these weird container tanks, whatever it is, like in the Matrix, and take over the whole world and put us in a simulation. Yeah.
Or what about more if it went down the lines of Terminator?
Oh, that's even more. Well,
is
it even worse?
Didn't Terminator just wipe out all the people?
Yeah.
In the future, I mean, if it found humans, it just blasted them. It didn't try and keep you even in a tank. It didn't want you there at all. They wanted the land for the robots, ruled the world, sort of thing. That would be worse.
It would. Something actually. Well.
Then again, I don't want to be kept in a tank by some.
Exactly.
No, I don't want that either.
I mean, imagine escaping from the tank and realizing everything's gone. How freaky that would be. Yeah. Although the only plus side to this is that if you were, plugged back in that little place where the good guys are, you could go into the simulation. They could program a bunch of weapons, armor, maybe even some superpowers like leaping over buildings. You could go in there and fight all the Agent Smiths. It'd be great.
I think you've given us too much thought previously.
We have. Shower thoughts I have, and yeah.
Okay, that's weird. You just say shower thoughts.
Yeah, shower thoughts. Everyone knows what that is.
Everyone but me. What is
Everyone
that?
but you, yeah.
Is that just like what you think about in the shower?
Yeah, so when you're in a shower, washing your hair and all that, and you just start thinking,
So,
It's a
am I
thinking
weird
question.
for thinking, okay, I'm going to make this the quickest shower possible because I need to go and get that washing out, and then I've got to go and sort that, and then I need to get the
Yes.
stuff ready for this. And I'm going through my list of jobs for the day.
You are weird for that. You're meant to enjoy your shower.
I do enjoy them, but at the same time...
Take your time. Oh, sorry. Take
I
your
do
time.
try, but at the same time, I do often run through what I've got to do. It doesn't mean I'll get it done, but I have this constant internal monologue, which I think a lot of most mothers do, of what we've got to do next.
I don't really worry about that stuff.
No, okay, well, fair enough. You mean you're only a teenager, so why would you?
Yeah, fair enough.
But, okay, so if that's AI, and I said to you I would come back to the other...
Do we have a pen to cross that off the list?
No, you don't need to cross it off the list, do you? Okay, he does need to cross it off the list.
Nope.
So, but that artificial intelligence, we were told at one time, well, actually more than once, it's not artificial intelligence, it's alien intelligence.
Yep.
Now, I'm not really wanting to go down that road, but what I was wanting to discuss from that was space.
Yes.
Because I know you have a lot of thoughts about space. And just looking at the clock, this might have to be a two-parter, by the way. Might
Yes,
have to get you
sir.
back, because we have another couple of topics, but this one, this is where you melt my brain.
Yep.
We will be out for a walk with the dog, and Kai will start talking about space, and I'm talking big, big questions to the point where I'm almost crying and go, please stop asking me. Can we talk about something boring and normal like a movie, because my head can't take it. I was going to start with, is it worth, like, if you bear in mind, like you said, if it, there's good things here, there's bad things here. Currently, there's a lot of bad things going on with the LA fires and things. It's absolutely horrific.
Absolutely horrible.
Not the only place there's bad stuff going on, but that is probably the biggest thing at the moment.
My condolences to the people there.
Absolutely. It's just awful. I've been watching it. I've been watching it. But I wonder, is it worth spending all the money and time and expertise investigating space when there are so many things here that still need to be fixed and sorted out? Do you know what I mean? If you can't even have water in an area where there's a lot of people and there's a known fire risk, and you don't have the water system sorted out, just as one example, should we even be looking to go to space if we haven't got things absolutely perfect here?
No, but I'll get back to that in a second. Speaking of space, Elon, I saw a thing earlier. Elon Musk said that he wants to get to Mars by 2029. Easily and
You know what?
affordably.
Good for him, but I'm sorry, does he have to involve the rest of us?
No.
I mean, I'm not either for or against Elon Musk, to be honest. I don't want to go to space. I don't want to go and live on the moon.
Exactly.
I don't want to go to Mars. I don't really care what's up there.
I kind of do. That's kind of why I keep talking about
I
it.
know, you talk about it a lot.
It's just, the thing is, right, we've all seen the movies, we've all read the books, we've all seen the TV shows, we've all played the games, let's be honest.
You've played the games.
Okay, my generation have played the games, and
I think we'll have to discuss gaming at some point.
what's that one with the... Oh, it's a classic. It's a classic with the... Pew, 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 you're shooting all the
Space
asteroids.
Invaders.
Space Invaders,
Okay,
that's
my
it.
generation had that, yes. Scooby, shush.
Yeah, please be quiet, mate. Anyway.
My other guest.
We don't really know what's up there,
Mhm.
I mean, think of it this way, right? We don't have... The average Joe can't just go fly all the way up there, fly about the universe, see what's up there. The average Joe can't,
The average Joe's got enough problems down here to deal with day to day.
Exactly. Like taxes and inflation.
Yeah, just putting food on the table and keeping an eye on these food companies that are putting all sorts of stuff. I think I'm going to have to delve into that topic on a different episode because I am riled up. And this season is from random to rants, and my goodness me, I have got a rant about the food system at the moment.
May I join that episode?
As long as you promise not to swear.
I will not swear to my
Don't get me sued.
highest ability.
Don't get me sued.
I do not worry. Anyway, yeah, as I was saying, these people, scientists who say, wait, are scientists to do with space, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
NASA scientists and all these people.
Yeah.
Elon Musk isn't a scientist. He just throws money at them.
I know. I mean, he's the most average guy type of scientist, you know?
Mm.
Granted, he has a Tesla and mansions and stuff, but, you know, he's wearing normal clothing, stuff like that. Anyway, as I was completely off track there.
Sidetracked you.
Anyway, they could lie about what's in space, you know? I know this seems a little far-fetched, but they could be saying, oh, no aliens in space.
Mm-hmm.
They could be working with the aliens, you know?
Here's a question.
Yeah.
Now, this is just a thought. This is not a theory or anything. But is it a coincidence that at the end of 2024, people were seeing these UAPs, they call them now, these unidentified aerial phenomena, all over the place, right? Is it a coincidence that these things are being seen and then we have a huge disaster where fires are popping up? And there is a theory, and I have to stress it's just a theory going around the internet at the moment, that lasers may have been involved.
I have just had, sorry to cut you off there, but I've just had the craziest thought.
Crack on.
If people have seen all these lights, right, last year, it's crazy to think that's last year.
I know. I think it's still going on. There's still loads of them all over the place.
Yeah, and then a couple of weeks later, a couple of days later, a giant catastrophe happens. Mm-hmm. Tens of thousands of people lose their homes. Mm-hmm. Or is it just thousands? You know what I mean?
No, it's thousands and thousands, yeah.
It's crazy. It's awful.
Do you think there could be some sort of alien intervention?
Hopefully.
AI. Alien intervention.
Yo.
No, you said hopefully as in they'll come and help us. I'm thinking, did they cause any disasters?
If so, then that's really mean of them.
And maybe I'm just going down a rabbit hole that doesn't need to be gone down, but it was just a thought. Okay, so we've been throwing around a few kind of out there theories about it, but at the same time, is it a place we should be going? I mean, I know you're interested in it. People like to talk about the planets and they like to look at the stars and investigate, you know, the moon, the sun. I get that, but all alien stuff put aside. Even if we could go to the moon and live there, is it worth spending all that money?
Well, not really, in my personal opinion. What you could be spending the money on is helping the poor, giving people homes, like veterans, giving veterans homes.
In other words, looking after people here that need it.
Exactly.
What if, like the scientists and things that are making these rockets, what if those people were put to developing cars which can run on either free energy...
Ooh, yes.
Yes, now I'll come back to that. Or water. I mean, there are stories of people doing that before. I've never seen it, I've never, can't prove it. But isn't that something how they say that there's energy all around us? We're energy, thank you, Scooby. He's energy, squeaking his toys. Lots of energy. But they say it's all around us. And I've looked at the electro... Oh, no, I can't remember. You know the wire, the copper coils to put in the ground? I think it's electroculture gardening, something like that. And you put the coils of copper in the ground, and the theory being that they take the energy that's in the ground and then your plants can access it and grow better. So if there is all this energy in the ground around us that isn't being manipulated by 5G and all that garbage, if it's there, should these scientists, could they then be employed to develop transport and, all these other things that tap into that instead of all this, windmills everywhere and all that other stuff? If it's already there, just find a way to tap into it. If it exists. I mean, I don't really know, but that to me would make more sense dealing with what's here than spending all that time, money and using their expertise on space.
If that did exist, you could probably use it for time travel, potentially.
Okay, which brings us to another one of your favourite topics, which you're, for years, and okay, to be fair, you've not got that many years on you, but for years now you have been really interested in the theory of time travel. Is it possible? You did look into the theory actually at one point, didn't you?
It's really interesting, yeah.
And the possibility. Has it been done before? Now, there are some photographs on YouTube which would possibly indicate it might have been done before. Mm-hmm. So, what do you think?
I mean, for all we know, this world that we live in nowadays, the past could have been changed by people in the future,
Oh, wow.
Our entire world could be different to the one previous.
Or to the one we remember.
No, to the main world, the main Earth. Like, this isn't a multiverse thing, right? This is a thing where some random dude from the future, the far future probably, maybe even the near future hopefully, went back all the way in time to whatever major part it was, changed it, and that changed our course of history.
So if somebody in our future went back, for example, and changed World War II and made sure it didn't happen, then our memories of what we know about that, I mean, obviously we weren't there, but we've read about it, we've studied it quite a lot, you know, we've seen the films, documentaries, blah, blah, blah. So would all that be wiped from our memories? And if so, what would be in its place?
I'm guessing it would either be if someone changed a major point in history, like World War II, for example, or maybe even World War One, or someone bumped off Adolf Hitler. If someone went back in time and killed Adolf Hitler, anything like that, anything major. I'm guessing that would either create a different timeline, if I will, another timeline.
Well, the consequences of their lives wouldn't have happened then.
Exactly. That would create an alternate universe.
And this is where you start to melt my head again.
Or, what it would do, it would, well, I want to say it would cause a giant wall of light just to go and erase everything in its path, but that's a bit too stupid, that, isn't it?
Is that wishful thinking?
Yeah, I would think
what you want to happen and what you think would happen are different, aren't they?
I don't want the world to get wiped out by a giant wall.
No, but the bad stuff.
Yeah, the bad stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I think we all want the bad stuff to get wiped out.
Exactly, but remember, if the bad stuff isn't there, the good stuff won't be there either. You need one for the other, but
okay, that's true, the balance.
Someone did something major that would either cause another timeline, or it would cause everything to just disappear and restart, you know?
Okay.
For example, it would either cause, I wouldn't really say a black hole, but like a wormhole of sorts, where it would just suck everything into it, and then it would explode again and cause, who knows, maybe the Big Bang or something like that. Everything would be the same. But then when you get up to that point that it was changed, it would be different.
See, you say the Big Bang.
I don't believe in that, by the way.
I'm going to say, you say the Big Bang. I know you don't even believe in that.
I mean, who knows? Maybe God created the Big Bang. Who knows?
This is going down a road where I get lost because we've had these sorts of conversations before.
A lot.
Yeah, and it always ends in me going, no, we need to change the subject. My head hurts. And my head is starting to hurt again. You've done it to me again.
You're have to stay here, Mother. You're stuck with me.
I know, but these are the kind of conversations Kai brings up and expects me to have answers sometimes, and you can obviously tell I don't have any answers.
The reason why I keep discussing these subjects, especially on the walks, is because we don't have answers. We don't know, you know?
And once you start asking questions, you get more and more questions, and they get deeper and deeper and deeper, and that leads you to developing theories of your own, which get deeper and deeper and deeper.
I'm a deep thinker.
You are a very deep thinker.
It's crazy.
I thought I was until you started coming out with your theories, and I was like, oh, turns out I'm extremely superficial. I couldn't have a deep thought if you paid me according to what the things you come out with. I think we'll leave it there for today. We do have some more things we want to talk about, so this is going to be a two-parter.
Yes, sir, and I will gladly join you for other episodes in the future.
Oh, thank you.
Because this is very fun.
You've
it's my
enjoyed
first
it?
episode, yeah.
Oh, good. I wonder.
It's really fun.
I think you kind of put it off for a bit because you weren't too sure if you're going to like it.
It's good fun, though.
Okay, that's fine. So we can come back and have our second part, because like I say, we do have more topics that we wanted to talk about, which are not going to be as deep and brain-twisting.
True, but also here's a fun fact. It's kind of to do with space. In the film Interstellar, there's a ticking sound. I don't know if it was in the soundtrack or just in the film without any music. I don't know. I think it signified a day or 7 days passing on Earth.
What, each tick?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And there's a lot of ticks. I can't remember. It was like every second there's 7 days on Earth.
Oh, right.
Oh, I know what it was.
What?
I'm pretty sure for every tick, it was 1 day on Earth that passed.
And it just went tick, 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 like a clock here?
Yes. Or it was just 7 days. Either one.
But every one they heard it was a day or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen another film. You kind of like the sci-fi stuff. I haven't seen it, so I don't know. So, I think we'll call it quits there, will we?
Yeah, that's really good fun. I love that.
Okay, so thank you very much for listening to this week's episode. We will have part 2 next week. Don't forget to like it, leave a comment, let us know what you've been thinking about everything you've been hearing this week.
I would love to know what you think of this. It's good fun.
Yeah,
I personally enjoy this. I will gladly join you for future episodes.
Thank you. And the movie season, if I get that organised, you
yeah,
can come and do
season,
that
let's
with
go.
me. So now, until part 2 next week, you take care of yourself.